There are 40,000 McDonald's restaurants on this planet, in 100 countries, on 6 continents. One opens somewhere in the world roughly every 14 hours. The brand generates more than $23 billion in revenue annually. It has survived recessions, pandemics, 2 world wars worth of economic chaos, and more health scares than any food company should reasonably be allowed to survive. And yet, the person behind the counter, the one flipping the burger, the one who owns that building, hired that staff, signed that lease, and paid that franchise fee. That person is not McDonald's. That person is you, the franchisee, the operator, the one who took the biggest financial risk in this entire equation and gets the smallest slice of what comes out of it. Here is the number nobody tells you before you sign. The average McDonald's franchisee nets between $150,000 and $180,000 per year, on an investment that costs between $1.3 and $2.5 million to get started. Run that math. That is a return of roughly 7 to 12% annually, before your own salary, before you account for the 80-hour weeks, before the 3 a.m. call that the fryer is broken and the breakfast rush starts in 4 hours. You could have put that same $2.5 million into an index fund, gone to sleep, and woken up with a better return and 0 fryers to worry about. So why do 95% of people who research buying a McDonald's franchise still desperately want one? That is exactly what we are going to break down today. Let us start at the beginning. The money required just to get in the door. McDonald's does not sell you a restaurant. It sells you the right to operate one of its restaurants, in its system, by its rules, for 20 years. That right costs a $45,000 franchise fee just to begin the conversation. Then come the real numbers. A new McDonald's location requires between $1.3 million and $2.5 million in total investment. That covers construction or renovation of the building, kitchen equipment, the fryers, the grills, the ice cream machines that famously never work, the digital menu boards, the seating, the drive-through technology, the point-of-sale systems, and the initial inventory to open the doors. McDonald's does not finance this for you. You bring the money. Minimum liquid assets of $500,000. Your own cash, unencumbered, sitting in an account before they will even look at your application seriously. And that $45,000 franchise fee, it is non-refundable from the moment you sign. Now here is where it gets interesting. McDonald's does not actually sell you the land or the building either in most cases. They own it. You lease it from them. Every single month, McDonald's collects rent from you on top of everything else they collect from you. The company is not, at its core, a burger business. It is a real estate business that uses burgers to fill its buildings. This is the most important thing to understand about the entire McDonald's economic model, and almost nobody outside the finance world knows it. Here is how the money actually flows once you are open. Every dollar that comes across your counter gets divided before you see any of it. First, McDonald's takes a royalty fee of 4 to 5% of your gross sales every month, before you pay rent, before you pay staff, before you pay for the beef. Then they charge you rent, typically between 8 and 15% of your monthly gross sales, or a fixed base rent, whichever is higher. This structure means the better your restaurant performs, the more rent you pay. Then comes your service fee, which covers the technology systems, training programs, marketing infrastructure, and operational support McDonald's provides. Add those together, and before you have spent a single dollar on food, staff, utilities, or equipment maintenance, somewhere between 20 and 25% of every dollar your customers spend is already gone. The insider term for this is the total occupancy cost. Every serious franchise analyst watches this number like a hawk because it is the single biggest determinant of whether a location is viable or a trap. The second term you need to know is the velocity metric. McDonald's internally measures how many customers a location serves per hour during peak periods. A high-velocity location in a busy urban area or a highway interchange generates enough volume to make the math work despite the fees. A low-velocity location in a soft market generates those same fees on a much smaller revenue base. Same brand, same menu. Completely different financial reality. Here is the counterintuitive fact that shocks almost every first-time franchise buyer. The most profitable item McDonald's sells is not the Big Mac. It is not the fries. It is not even the coffee, though the coffee margin is extraordinary. It is the Happy Meal toy. The toy has a cost so low and a perceived value so high that its margin structure is unlike almost anything else. Every week, we pick a business that looks like easy money from the outside. We run the real numbers, and we show you exactly why the people who own it are not always the ones getting rich from it. If that is the kind of thing you want to know, subscribe. Hit the bell so you never miss a breakdown. And if this video changed how you think about McDonald's, share it with someone who still thinks owning a franchise sounds like a good idea. New video next week. See you there.